All right, guys, check it out. As y'all can see here, I got the new Core FX from BaByliss in my hand. I want to give a big shout out to Forward Barber Supply. They sent your boy these tools right here, allowed me to do this video for y'all. So once again, shout out Forward Barber Supply. If y'all want to check them out, y'all can go to fwbarbersupply.com if you want to purchase anything off their website. You can use my discount code TANK10. Save yourself a little bit of money, but once again, shout out Forward Barber Supply. Best barber supply in the biz, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, as y'all see, I have the Core FX clipper, trimmer, and shaver from BaByliss, and I'm going to be giving y'all my review on these tools. So without further ado, let's jump into this video. All right, so first thing is first, man. I'm going to go ahead and start off talking about the clipper. As y'all can see, we have the Core FX clipper here, and they calling it the Core FX because y'all know, like I know, that their main tools that came out were these. I'm gonna use the term flashlight looking tools because that's what everyone kind of refers to them to, you know, like the bigger flashlight looking tool. However, they are a smaller version of that. So kind of like a compact FX clipper, if you will. And Core FX, because like I said, man, I feel like that is their core line within BaByliss. Everyone knows BaByliss for these tools right here. So they decided to come out with, you know, a set. They have the clipper, trimmer, and shaver, or you can get them separately, but they decided to come out with that just in, like I said, like a smaller compact, you know, style design of clipper for, you know, for the barbers or for whoever wants it. But as y'all can see here, this is the clipper. As y'all can see, it looks pretty identical to the original metal FX clippers. Only difference is it is a little smaller, a little lighter, fits in your hand a little better, you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, that is the tool right here. As you can see here, we have a USB-C charging at the bottom. It's just USB-C. It doesn't come with like the original BaByliss charger like most of their tools do. I don't know if that's good or bad, you know what I'm saying? Most people want USB-C charging anyway, so you may like the fact that it only comes with USB-C charging. But as you can see here, we have, I believe it's either a steel or a titanium blade. I don't want to lie to y'all, but the blade works fine. I know some people were concerned about the blade. They don't like these blades. They prefer either the gold blade or like the MIM blade or the wedge blade. And that's obviously to each his own. You know, that's going to be based off of your preference and what you want to use, right? I don't mind it. The blade, it works. It gets the job done. Not an issue using it. We do have a click lever here, as y'all can see. You know, traditional style click lever from BaByliss. All right, we do have a little bit different ergonomics on here. As y'all can see, we have a thumb groove right there, so you can hold it like this, let it fit in your hand a little more comfortably, and it does feel pretty comfortable when you use this tool here, right? Like I said, smaller clipper, a little more ergonomic, you know, designed a little more ergonomically to fit more comfortable in the hand. Check that out. We have the on and off switch right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn on this tool for y'all. So as y'all can hear, it sounds pretty similar to the original, you know, metal FX clippers. In my opinion, it just doesn't feel as strong, you know. So they did come out with like the Boost FX and the FX1s, and those clippers feel stronger than this one. I'm not saying this one doesn't feel strong or doesn't work. It just doesn't feel as strong, and it might be because it comes at a cheaper price. It's not their top tier clipper, but I'm not 100% sure why it doesn't feel as strong. Maybe it's just my tool. You know, if you have this tool and you've used it and you feel that it has the same power, let me know down in the comments. I'm just giving y'all my opinion and giving y'all my thoughts on my experience of the tool, right? So all in all, it just doesn't feel as premium or as powerful as the original FX clipper or like the FX1 style of this clipper. But that's not to say that it's not a good tool, right?
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
I think for new barbers, I think for cosmetologists, this clipper can work really well. For me, it's not something that I would keep in my arsenal long term. I may use it for detailing because, like I said, I feel that it's not a super strong clipper, so I feel that I can detail really well with it. However, for like majority work, I probably wouldn't use it, right? And that's rare that I say something like that. Y'all know I try to keep it a buck with y'all. I try to keep it 100 and transparent with y'all. And once again, that's not me saying that I don't think it's gonna work or that it's not a good clipper. It's just me personally, I prefer my clippers to be a little more powerful, right? Like the compact low pro FX, those things still on my station. The low pro FX ones, those are still on my station. The power on those are perfect. I just feel that these, it just didn't feel as it didn't cut as smooth as some of my other clippers that I have. So that's why I say I probably wouldn't keep it on my station. But once again, I'm not saying that it is a bad tool. Like I said, you can get the whole set from Fort Worth Barber Supply. Don't know what the price point is, but I will put the price on the screen for y'all. And once again, y'all can use my discount code TANK10 on that website. But all in all, the clipper does work. It does get the job done. When it comes to debulking, you may have to go over the top, a good amount of times to get it down to the length that you need it at. But that's not an issue for most people, right? Like you're going to be going over the top, probably a few more times just to get it all nice and even. When it comes to blending, it does work well with blending, especially if you cut, slower. Some people, speed through haircuts moving really quickly. And with this style of motor and the way that I feel the power that it gives out, that's not the best way to cut with this. I think if you take, longer, slower strokes, this thing is going to work perfect for you. And this may be a go-to clipper for you. It's just not for me, right? But all in all, like I said, it does work, does get the job done, does fade well. The blade isn't a bad blade. I just prefer different blades on my BaByliss tools. But nonetheless, that's not, I don't think that's a major issue. That's just my personal preference. But nonetheless, that is the Core FX clipper. Now, let's go ahead and move on and talk about the Core FX trimmer. So check it out here, man. We got the Core FX trimmer. Like I said earlier, it's almost the same trimmer as the Metal FX trimmers, only slightly smaller, a little more compact. Maybe just to give y'all a lighter feel, right? Some people didn't like those trimmers because they felt they were too long, too big, too bulky. However, I actually liked the original Metal FX trimmers, right? Like the Gold FX trimmer, Rose Gold FX trimmer, the all black one, like all of those trimmers, I really like the way they felt in my hand. And this one feels a little, not that it feels bad, it just doesn't feel as good to me, right? Like I said, that's just personal preference once again. And that's not to say that it doesn't feel okay, it doesn't feel comfortable. It's just not what I'm used to, right? Like I'm used to, if I'm using a BaByliss FX trimmer, I'm used to the bigger, bulkier one. And like I said, that's just how I feel about it. Not to say that this is a bad tool or it's not comfortable. That's just my personal experience and my personal thoughts on this. But as you can see, we do not have the black blade. We do not have a graphite blade. We don't have the Gold FX blade. We have this silver, I don't even know if it's called the Silver FX blade or what, but we have this titanium steel blade on there. And that is the blade that comes with it, man. And once again, I was kind of skeptical about this blade. I really like the gold blade the best. That's like my favorite blade. I typically put that Gold FX trimmer blade on most of my trimmers. But I wanted to try this out with this blade and see what it did and how it worked. And to be completely honest with y'all, I was actually surprised at how good this blade works, right? Blade worked really well, bought it out well, and it lined up well. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on for y'all so y'all can hear it. So as y'all hear, I have the same issue with this trimmer, meaning I don't feel that it's as powerful as their previous trimmers. Now, once again, I get it. Maybe it's not meant to be as powerful. It is a more compact version of the clipper, so it may not be as powerful. But that's not to say that it doesn't work and it doesn't get the job done. You can still bald out with these. You can still line up with these. You can still take out zero lines with these if that's what you like. Ergonomically, it's not bad. It is small, lighter, little more compact. Some people may like that. As y'all can see, we do have finger grooves in the front and the back. So depending how you hold it, it's gonna fit nice and comfortable in the hand, right? But that's just my thoughts on this trimmer. As you can see, we do have the USB-C charging at the bottom as well, just like the clipper. But all in all, I would say it does work, does get the job done. Just once again, for me, it's not my personal favorite trimmer from BaByliss. Now, once again, I'm not saying that means that these tools suck. I want to make sure that I put that out there because someone's going to take this out of context and someone's going to be like, oh, did you hear Tank talking about those new BaByliss tools? He said they suck. No, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is they're not as powerful as their other trimmers. Same thing with the clipper. They're not as powerful as their previous clippers. But that's not to say that they don't work and they don't get the job done. Some people may actually prefer these slower motor clippers or these not as powerful clippers because they just work better for them. And once again, that's all just preference based. But nonetheless, check it out. The Core FX trimmer once again. Shout out Forward Barber Supply. Y'all make sure to check them out, fwbarbersupply.com. But that is the trimmer. Now we're going to move on to the box shaver from BaByliss. Now,
Damn it, Tito, another one.
I think out of all the tools that I've gotten from BaByliss within this Core FX set, I think the shaver is my favorite tool out of the bundle, right? I am a big fan of these, stick shaver type shavers right here. As you can see, we have foils on top and we do have a third foil in the middle. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that third foil basically helps you bring down longer hair. So let's say you're going over the sides with a 0 and not a trimmer. You can still get that hair down with this, or if you miss a couple hairs when you're shaving and you're going over the face with it, you can still get those longer hairs with that middle foil right there because it's going to feed those longer hairs into it, nice. So performance wise, I think this thing works good. I like it. I will say I don't feel that it's as good as their original stick shavers, but it still works really, really well. Check it out once again. As you can see, we do have the grooves on either side of the shaver, and that's just for, for comfortability, as y'all can see there. But pretty traditional stick shaver like their previous one, just a little smaller, which I'm not mad at that. I thought these shavers were kind of big and kind of bulky. This size, I think they're perfect. As you can see, we have the on and off switch right here. Now, if y'all pay attention to the on and off switch, it looks like you got to push it up for it to work, but that's not the case. Not like the clipper and the trimmer. This, you actually push it in. And as y'all can hear, the shaver actually does sound really powerful. So the shaver does sound really powerful and it does work and it does get the hair down bald, right? So I'm liking the shaver. Out of all the tools, like I said, this is probably my favorite tool out of the Core FX bundle. We do get a USB-C charging at the bottom, just like the clipper and the trimmer. They just wanted to keep it, universal and nice in unison across all 3 units. And, I don't think that is a bad idea. I don't think you need the traditional BaByliss charger for these. The fact that you do have USB-C, you can basically charge these anywhere, right? Like 9 times out of 10, saying, if you go to someone's house, you jump in their car, wherever you're at, you can probably find a USB-C cord and plug these things in and charge them. So I think that is pretty dope that you can technically charge these tools wherever you're at. But all in all, man, let's go ahead and take a look at these tools once again. The BaByliss Core FX clipper, trimmer, and shaver. All in all, I would say that they are solid tools. They all do get the job done, and they all can get the job done for barbers. Me personally, I just feel that they would work better for either barbers, for new barbers barely coming into the game, just trying to learn, how to use their tools, or for cosmetologists who do haircuts with clippers every so often. I think these will work great for y'all. If you're a barber who's pumping out 10 to 20 haircuts a day, you may not like these. You may, based on how you cut and the way you cut, your cutting techniques and everything, you may like these a lot. Me personally, I just wasn't the biggest fan of the power behind these. But other than that, I think these are good tools. They do work, they can work, and they can get the job done, right? So all in all, good tools. They do get the job done. If you like clippers that don't feel as powerful or don't feel as aggressive, these may be the tools for you. But I will suggest the shaver because I really enjoy using this shaver. But that's just my thoughts on the Core FX line from BaByliss. Once again, shout out Fort Worth Barber Supply. If y'all want to check them out, y'all can go to fwbarbersupply.com. Use my discount code TANK10 on that website to save yourself a little bit of money. But with that being said, guys, that's basically it for this video. If you like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe one time for your boy. And that's basically it, YouTube. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, let's go.